Hello, Daddy. What's up, boys and girls? How you doing? We've got another game for you, and we've got a run back today. These guys, this is live. No idea what's going to happen. We've got rank number 1 versus rank number 2 once again. And Julian on his stream has recently been called the rank number 1 Slayer because he slays Revnak. But let's have a gander at this game and see what happens. So it's currently live, so there was a little pause there. We'll skip fast forward that. We'll keep the fast forward going on for a little bit as it's age 1. What do we have going on here? We have the map is Florida, Flowrider map. So both these civs are going to start with a market. That could be quite dangerous for Otto, actually. Yeah, so we've got Julian playing as Otto in the north of the map. He's going down for his starting TP, his mosque. We'll see. Looks like he's chopping for a house. Doesn't have hunting dogs, though. But we'll see what treasures he decides to get, because he could get a nice kind of gold or wood treasure there to help him with hunting dogs. There's a 90 wood down here, which would be really nice. Going for 3 villagers. Have a quick look at his deck, then. This is Julian, so he's going to see some pretty high-level standard play. Could see potential some water. So first card's going to be 3 villagers. I wouldn't be surprised with the amount of XP he's getting here if he decides to go for that cheeky schooners second card. Going to be picking up 75 XP. Whilst on the other end, Revnak is going to be picking up 100 coin. Containers of chocolate. I wonder how much chocolate there was around in the sort of 1700s. But I probably would have been worth more than 100 food back then. Okay, interesting. So it looks like USA's gone for a super early hunting dogs, and they're going to be able to age up with an 11 villager age up. There's an 1120 age up there. That's scary timing there. Going to be chopping for TP, no doubt. Has gone for free win water is his name. Well, we'll see if this is a free win. He's gone for capitalism. We'll see what he decides to go for next. Still got people on wood. I'm guessing that might be for a house, or it might. Oh no, actually, I think it's going to be for steel traps. He doesn't need another house, so I imagine he's going to be chopping for steel traps, which is pretty smart. Let's put it back onto normal speed now. Julian K, what's he up to? No hunting dogs, no nothing yet, but he is almost aged up as well. So both these guys aging up at a very similar time here. I see a forward villager, and we see a dock go down. Oh, and he has ship schooners. Wow, this is the classic Otto. It's 3 minutes 50, and thanks to this mosque and TP, he's managed to already ship two cards and still have one ready to go in H2. There's H2 for USA. So already, this is this Otto. Honestly, like if you're an Otto player out there, like, honestly, learn how to water boom with that civilization, because they are, in my opinion, they are the best water booming civ in the game, hands down. Like, you used to have some great water boom civs like ports and all that, but honestly, I think Otto are the best. Just because how quickly they get cards, they get villagers for free, so you don't have to macro any food whatsoever. Yeah, I just think there's such a... You can start dock in age 1, all that sort of stuff. He's actually gone for double dock right now. So Julian, he is booming hard on the water. And because he went for that free villager first shipment as well, it's not easy to tell if, like, from the opponent's perspective, if Julian's going to be going for the water boom or not. So, yeah. Putting down a barracks as well. He's got a lot of villagers on food, so he's not going like heavy. He's not going really heavy on water by the looks of it. Just doing a little bit, but he's gone for double dock. So an initially a big boom. That's with the quartermaster age up and the 700 wood, and then 700 gold, and that tells me he's potentially going to be going for essentially a semi FF. This is a really nice build order, by the way, guys. If you're looking at this, look how well this is going to transition. Like, by the time the 700 gold comes in, he's going to have plenty of food to age up, as well as gold. And all the while, he's already on 11 fishing boats. It's basically 11 villagers already. That is scary. USA is trying to scout the shoreline just to check if there's any docks. He did go all the way up here, and he hasn't seen anything. He is gonna backtrack on himself, and I imagine he's gonna see the dock. He does see the dock. Is he just gonna see the one though? USA does have boat cards in their deck. He's got the 2 Woku junks there, very strong boats they are, and the 1 frigate. He has advanced artillery as well, and that's a very good counter card against the water. He does see the double dock, so he's going to think he's booming really heavy. He's going to go, okay, double dock, all right, I see you. That means you're going really heavy on the water, right? Well, 700 gold is coming in, so not as heavy on the water as you might think, Sunshine. So he might be in for a rude awakening, depending on how heavy he's going to counter. Sometimes people will go really heavy on the counter. Sometimes they'll just go, do you know what? I'll just finish you on land because you've invested so heavily on water. But, you know, that can not necessarily pay off. So we'll see. We will see. Going for the classic Skirm Goon. Straight into Russia-American Company. Might put those blockhouses on the water. That could be interesting if he decides to do that. And Julian is right behind him. Only 15 villagers for USA right now, whilst Julian is in age 3 and on more than double the villagers. So, yeah, like I said, it's 7 minutes in the game. He's on 34 villagers and in the fortress age. If that's not an insane build, I mean, he makes it look easy, right? He makes it look easy, but honestly, it's not as easy as you think. But this is why this guy is one of the best players in the game, so he knows he's got that macro down to a T. He plays all the civilizations as well. He knows how to play every single civilization. Pretty insane. It looks like he's going for mass ASAPs here, and do you know what? I'll tell you what, I like that. It synergizes well because of the boat boom, so you can build more boats with wood. You can use it for ASAPs. Yeah, I like this synergy, actually, with the ASAPs. And USA, when they're doing their Skirm Goon, what do ASAPs counter? They counter goons like crazy. These ASAPs have 14 range, the same range as these particular carbine cavalries, as these particular goons. And they just, look, they have, the multis versus them is insane. 3.5, 8 times 3.5, so insane multis versus cavalry. The heavy cavalry the multi is only in melee. But that works well versus Skirm Goon because he doesn't have to go into melee versus goons. So that works well. He got a little bit cold feet by the looks of it. You want to put them against the water here, but it is risky just in case he does have caravels or galleys by the water to take them down. Look at that. Absolutely sniped that carbine cavalry out of existence. ASAPs are a very effective unit. They have a very good fire animation. They got a 1.75 attack rate. So yeah, those guys mean business, you know. He's going to need something to do with the skirms, though. That's going to be the problem. It looks like he's shipping falconets to begin with. Advanced artillery has actually come in for USA. So it looks like he went for Russia-America Company, straight into advanced artillery, and then 1k wood. The advanced artillery is going to come straight from the shipment point to this blockhouse. So yeah, this mortar is going to have a whale of a time to take down these 2 docks. But that's okay, because it doesn't look like Julian was investing much more into the water other than that. Like, with these type of builds, because the tempo from USA is so strong, like you can't invest too heavily into the water. Otherwise, you'll get caught out on the land. And that looks like that's exactly what Julian has done. So 21 vills for USA. Whilst, look, Otto's on 37, so he hasn't gone up that much more. So he's not building any more boats. He has 16 boats. You know, he could make more than that, but that's a decent amount of boats just to leave on the water. The only problem will be, will USA defend it by shipping a frigate? That's going to be the problem. That means Julian will maybe be forced to ship a frigate or just let the water die because he didn't build any galleys. So there could be an interesting matchup there. And look at this. The goons are going in for it, but they're going to get absolutely slaughtered. Oh, I mean, he took a falconet down, but he lost a lot of carbine cavalry in the process. He has got a culverin as well. That might be for the mortar. And it's so risky to dive these carbine cavalry, and against ASAPs, they are veteran now as well. Now it's 9 ranged attack times 3.5. When they get to veterancy as well, they actually get 2 extra range. So that was, I think that was a change a few patches ago, because I think they always had 16 range, even in Age 2. But they changed that, so they now only have 16 range in Age 3. I think that's because they were destroying musketeers in Age 2. It's like they were a pike unit that were killing musketeers. It was quite funny. He's mixing in some Abbas guns, abusive gunners as we call them. Getting the veterancy for them. Okay, so I like this going for Abbas Azap. So that's interesting, because Abbas guns, they deal with artillery, goons, and skirmishers, and the Azaps are there for extra support as well to deal against the goons. So yeah, I really like this. Scores are neck and neck. No, there was literally 7 score difference in it. The mortar is still in the game. Now it's USA's turn to kind of add in some artillery pieces here. He's got some Gatlings. He does have one Culverin. There's one Falconet and one Culverin on Julian's side. It's all going to come down to micro. Always does. Always comes down to who has the better micro. And both of these guys have insane artillery micro. Goons are good in this situation because they can easily get in and out sniping those Culverins. But they will take a big ass beating if they try and go in against his Azaps. The Culverins, now 2 of them. It's definitely worth firing against units, just in case there's a good bounce shot, which can do a damage to the opponent's artillery. Bang, there goes one, but that was a bit of a miss hit. You kind of saw where the cannonball landed, and it was just outside of the hitbox. It was like the area of effect that did the damage there, because I'm pretty sure one Culverin definitely kills a Gatling in one hit. Boom, just like that. But his Culverin does go down, and now he's going to rely on Abbas guns to kill artillery, and Abbas guns trade well versus artillery, but if there's a lot of artillery, then they will go down. And, I mean, just like that, though, fantastic job, micro there, but the Abbas guns. They're not called abusive guns for no reason, because they abuse everything. I've had nightmares. I literally have had nightmares about that unit. I kid you not. I've woken up in cold sweats before when I've had a bad loss against abusive guns. That's how abusive they are. They abuse you in your dreams. Still has... Okay, that looks like that's a new Falconet. And Julian, slightly good score right now. We've got that Otto flag for all the Turkish mains in there. You love to see it. Blood red. Still got that mortar. Oh, but a quadruple kill, double Gatling guns in here. How much damage? And there's not a lot of... Oh, there's still a decent amount of Abbas guns, actually. But another Gatling gets made. And, oh, these Abbas guns just got wilted down into nothing. And just like that, a flip of a switch, Gatling guns have so much damage output. Just like that. The tide of battle shifts once again, and the scores are neck and neck. God, if this isn't entertainment, are you not entertained? I do think one mistake, 41 vils for Otto, 30 vils for USA. USA, even though they shipped that 1k wood, it looks like he just went pure kind of artillery with it. Didn't get anything else with that wood by the looks of it. No extra TCs, which is what you usually see. No Pulaski's Legion. And Pulaski's Legion is obviously way too risky because of all of those Azaps. He is building down a dock. Interesting. See, I mean, now he's going for 5 carbine cavalry, but, you know, a frigate would be way more effective because there's so many boats in here with 0 protection, and they would just get absolutely smashed by a frigate. And so that would... You know, that would bring... Let's have a look how many villagers Otto actually has. So 26 villagers. If he built a frigate, you know, there'd be no boats left, and he'd be down to 25 or 26 villagers. And so he'd actually be up in the eco score. But Julian's not going to take that line down, and he's building a dock himself. Interesting. So both of these guys going for docks at very similar times. Actually making fishing bows as opposed to like a sloop, like a galley or a frigate, which is interesting because, I mean, you know your opponent's on water, so surely the resources should be spent on negating your opponent's eco as opposed to trying to gain on yours. But maybe he doesn't want to invest that heavily, and we're missing over a big Spahi fight over here. Spahi getting popped and taking down the Gatling guns. Goons just can't kill them quick enough. And look at this. Oh, Spahi are so good. They're so tanky. Look, 2 Culverins, 2 Gatlings. So much expensive shit just going down thanks to Spahi. Thank you, Spahi. I mean, if there's one thing that will give me nightmares more than abusive guns, it's these cavalry units right here. These cavalry right units. The Karim special units right there. Lots of goons. Oh, a big remass over here. He just walked over the dead Explorer. And for anyone who doesn't know, you do have line of sight, even on your dead Explorer. So if units walk over the Explorer, you will be able to see it. And Julian probably responding to that, seeing that the goons were diving back.
Yes.
Picks up his Explorer over here.
Orders ready to fire.
A couple more Gatlings. So essentially, he's going for like goon Gatling, which I on paper is it's a good composition versus this. But it just all comes down to micro. It all comes down to micro. All Julian needs to do is just add in a couple of Culverins. So it kind of forces the opponent to make more Culverins than the other opponent. So there's a bit of a mind game going on there. It's like, how many Culverins do you make? We've got the classic Kentucky Hunters coming in now. It's going to be 16. 16 skirmishers coming into the game. Pretty good. And look at these Azaps. Look at these bad boys. So cool. Such a cool unit. You don't see them that often as well. But honestly, they are a really, really great unit. They pair so well with Abbas guns. They pair really well with Delhi. And in the late game, they are definitely the unit to make. Got those cool little shields as well. Very Sparta-esque. You love it. Okay, and look at this. Like I said, he just needs to add in a couple of Culverins, look. And he can't even see it because the line of sight of the Culverins is higher than the Gatling guns. So without even knowing it, from the blackness comes 2 Culverin shots to take down, what was it, 250, 350 resources per one? 700 resources just gone down in an instant without even being able to see your opponent.
Yes.
Still has plenty of gold mines left. USA on 43 Vils. He's got a few boats. Still not making a frigate or even shipping one. I don't know. That feels absolutely terrible. He's making Culverins because he's kind of forced to. Julian is going to see this dock now. And will that make a response from Julian? Will he decide to make any attack boats? Goons going in for it. And look how many kills there were. Gatling raids. We missed it, but there's dead bodies as evidence everywhere. Those poor Turkish Yoriks. If there's one thing Gatling guns are good at, it's raiding. But Julian, he's up in score. He's got Mamelukes on the way. Oh, he's shipping skirmishers. He needs more goons. He's making Culverins as well. This is the good thing about Otto. You never know. You never know when those shipments are coming. The Mameluke shipment, the Spahi shipment, the 2 Falconet shipment. You never know. These are all GG shipments, okay? These things can single-handedly win games. And you never know when they're going to pop, so it's completely pot luck. You're like, do I go for the anti-cab? Do I go for the anti-Falconet? You just never know. You just never know. And that's the power, that's the wonder of Otto. 45 Vils for Julian. 48 for USA. So USA have finally crept up. Finally have the eco advantage. This Barrett's going down. The Mamelukes are there. The Spahi are there. They're quite weak, though. One of them on decent amount of HP left, though, still. Revnak trying desperately to squeeze himself into these choke points that the base has made for himself. This is his only chance of winning this. He needs to try and slowly and methodically snipe off units, allow TC Fire to do a load of damage as well. Just like this. Use the range of his skirmishers. He can't dive in. He also wants to wait for Buffalo Soldiers. That'll definitely help him in this battle. Doesn't have any more Minutemen ready. Does have Culverins in the back there as well. Julian knows this, and Julian smells blood. He wants to get stuck in there. He's got cavalry, the Mamelukes. They're kind of running the long way round. Yeah, he knows it. He's got to also play methodically. More goons coming out. It's not what Julian wants to see. The scores are slipping away for Revnak. Julian pulling further and further away. There's one sniper of a Spahi. Very nice. Julian just going for the TC, but that's gonna slow him down, and this is exactly how USA needs to play this, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Doesn't want to lose his TC. It's not GG, even if he does. He doesn't have a shipment in queue ready either. But he needs to win this battle. Something going on down here. Julian did decide to make a galley. So it's just getting even more worse. And look at these goons. These goons have just been deaded. What happened to the goons, the Azaps, and the abusive guns? They just do so much damage to goons. And just like that, the Mamelukes coming in, finishing off the job. He tried his hardest to micro there, but it wasn't enough. Damn, these daddy Azaps looking pretty strong. And even against the mighty USA, it doesn't matter. Look at that arrowhead as well. Look at that arrow. Look how cool that is. You don't get to... Oh, it's not often you get to see that arrow in motion. Look at this. Look at this arrow over here as well. Looks like this arrow was... it's been dyed kind of in the club. Or maybe that's just the Azap behind it. Cool game. Really, really cool game. Finished on 52 vils compared to Julian's 47, so managed to catch up at the end, but it just wasn't enough. And that is the power of the Otto semi-water boom. So look at that. He went from 13 vils to 33 vils in the space of, what, 3 minutes 50 to 6 minutes 20. So 2.5 minutes. He went from 13 vils to 33. Wow. Absolutely insane. And he aged up to age 3 at a very similar time to USA. That was an insane build order. Any of you Otto mains out there, I would highly recommend you look at this game in detail to see how Julian played this. Very, very effective. Most made unit was 80 Azaps as well. Absolutely fantastic game. Let's just check the all resources gathered. So even though Julian had way more villagers, the economy was very, very close. But generally, as Otto, they don't have as many economy as their opponent, but their units are much more stronger and effective. So that's kind of the downside. So even if you're trading well on the economic kind of scale, that's a good thing for Otto. So really good game there, really strong game. Rank 1 versus Rank 2 again. I'm trying to bring you the best of the best. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Another Revnak loss. Hey, I only see the games I see, all right? I'm not doing it deliberately. I promise. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. See you boys later. I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.